Are you one of those people that starts off the new year like a new year, new me, and you have a whole list of goals that you want to accomplish by the end of the year, but then suddenly you get to July of that year and you realize you haven't even come close to reaching any of those goals? That hit pretty close to home, didn't it? Well, as the queen of goal setting, I'm here to help you. Hello and welcome to the Wanderlust host channel. My name's Olivia Tati, and I am a short-term rental specialist and world traveler on a mission to inspire you to invest in real estate and travel the world. My goal is to build a community of like-minded millennials who have spent years stifling their creativity, break free, and take control over their lives. So for this video, we're really focusing on the break free and take control of your life portion. In my own personal life, I have hit a lot of major goals and tend to consistently hit my goals every year. Now, that's not to say that I hit every single one of the goals I put forth at the beginning of the year, but a good portion of them I actually do accomplish most years. And so a lot of people ask me, how do I get so much crap done? And a lot of it is just because I'm very clear every single year and I'm consistent about looking back over my goals and making sure that they align with my values and the lifestyle I want to live. Just for some examples, some major life goals that I've been able to hit is reach 30 countries by 30, but then I blew that goal out of the water and hit it by 23. So then I made a new goal to hit 50 countries by 25, which I hit a few years ago. Another major goal that I hit was climbing V6 within 6 months. If you're a climber, you know what V6 is. If you're not, don't worry about it. I squatted 225 pounds, 4x4 of 225 actually. This past year, I acquired 3 cash flowing real estate units with very little money out of my own pocket. A few years ago, I paid off $25,000 worth of credit card debt within 9 months. So just lots of big different goals that I've had throughout the years. And I'm always looking forward and making new goals that I want to accomplish. So today I wanted to share with you how I goal set, and thank you to everyone who responded to my Instagram post about whether I should make this video. So this is the exact reason why I'm making this video, is to help you guys and just give some insight into what my methodology is. So I have a 5-step process that I use. I should label this. It's not very monumental, but a lot of big things that make a huge impact really are super simple. And this goal setting process you need, and I mean need, capital N-E-E-D, need to be doing at least once a year for sure. I'd even recommend doing it quarterly if you have the time, just because then it keeps your goals top of mind. Now, especially for your yearly one, you're going to want to put aside 2 to 3 hours of your time just to really focus and figure out what you want. Because sometimes that's the hardest part. I know that may seem like a lot of time, but in the grand scheme of things, it's really not. And make sure to watch this video until the very end, because I am announcing something super excited and I want everyone to be a part of it. Okay, well, let's get to it. The first thing that I do when goal setting is I separate my goals out into 6 different buckets. And these buckets are career and wealth, relationships with friends and family, and romantic relationships, health and wellness, mindset and spirituality, social and fun, and contribution to the world. Now, I personally have these 6 different buckets. You can have completely different buckets, but I want to challenge you to not only make goals about your career and financial position. There are so many other parts of your life that you really don't want to completely neglect. That being said, at different times of your life, you're probably going to focus more on different aspects, but it's always good to keep those goals in the back of your mind. Okay, so diving deep into the buckets. The first one, career and wealth. Now, that's probably the one that most people think about when they think of goal setting. Usually, they're setting goals about how much money they want to make, what position they want to get to within their career, what they want their career lifestyle to look like. Now, this is obviously gonna be a super important bucket, we spend a good portion of our times on our careers and on what we're doing and how we're going to make money to survive, right? Within this, I want to challenge you to think, what do you want your career and the work that you're doing and putting out into the world to look like? So thinking of it from a financial standpoint as well, how much money you want to make. Do you want to start a business? Do you want to get a promotion? Is there something within your career at your current job that you want to take to the next level? Or do you want a completely different job? Or do you want a career shift? There's so many different ways that you can take it. The second bucket, relationships. So relationships with friends, family, romantic relationships, all of the above. That's such a huge part of goal setting. So some previous goals that I've had is making sure to take a trip to visit friends at least once a month. They're spending X amount of time with family. For some people may look like having family dinner once a week or twice a week, or making sure to no phones at the table during dinner with the family, or going on a trip with friends. There's so many different ways. And I just want to make sure that you don't just focus on the career and wealth aspect of things. Relationships are such a big part of what brings us joy and what makes our lives, really. Now, the next bucket is health and wellness. A lot of my previous goals, the big ones that I've hit, have been around this health and wellness bucket because I wasn't the healthiest in my freshman year of college. I'm just gonna put that out there, okay? Turns out pizza and Caesar salad for lunch every day is not great for the body. And so a lot of my goals pushing me from both a health and wellness standpoint, and also how that played into my mind and mental fortitude aspect of it too. So that actually flows really well into the next bucket, which is mindset and spirituality. Mindset and spirituality can look like so many different things. And I do feel like the mindset and spirituality and the health and wellness bucket kind of flow within each other in different ways. Health and wellness may look at stuff that's more physical, but it can also be something like going to the sauna once a month or getting a massage. Okay, that's huge. I started doing monthly massages this year, and it's been a world of a difference for this broken body of mine. But when looking at mindset and spirituality, I want you to think about, how can I level up my mindset? And that can be in so many different ways. For me, it's looked like going to conferences or reading certain books or having a target number of books that you want to read. It may be listening to a new podcast. It may be joining a group of individuals who are constantly pushing each other in terms of mindset. If you're religious, there may be something in that spirituality or religious bucket that could help you out from a mindset perspective. So once again, with all of these different buckets, there are so many different ways that you can do them. And the next bucket, social and fun, is such a big and important bucket. Life isn't just about working and getting the job done. It's also making sure to delve into your creative side. Everyone, and I mean everyone, has a wonderful creative side and needs fun in order to bring that out of themselves. Social and fun can be in different ways. For me, a lot of that comes from traveling, which is why I have a lot of travel goals, because I really want to play into that creative side of me that comes out when I travel. But it can look like anything. For some people, it may be taking a pottery class or a cooking class, or just making sure to do a creative or fun activity every month. There are so many different ways that you can do it. And then the last one that I have within my buckets is contribution. So how are you contributing to the world? And sometimes that may be from a monetary standpoint, like donating X amount of dollars to a charity. And sometimes it can be in other ways, like helping out people. For me, my contribution a lot of the time comes through content creation and how I believe that I can inspire others to live their dreams. So a lot of this content creating side actually fits into multiple different buckets that I have, one of those being contribution. Now that we've figured out what our different buckets are going to be, remember, you don't have to use those exact buckets, but create a number of buckets for the different aspects of your life that you find to be important, and make sure that you're actually setting goals within those buckets and not just focusing on the career and wealth bucket. Then the second step is to separate your goals into short-term goals, midterm goals, and long-term goals. I do this by listing out my 1-year goal, my 5-year goal, my 10-year goal, and my 20-year goal. You don't have to use those exact numbers. For some people, they see it to be more beneficial to do 1, 2, 3, and then 10 years. Whatever works for you. But you're really trying to map out what exactly do you want your life to look like. A really good book that I recommend is Vivid Vision. I'll make sure to put the book in the caption notes, but it helps you create a very clear vision of what you want your life to look like. And this is why I map out the 1 year, the 5 year, the 10 year, the 20 year, right? Because I want to make sure that my goals are kind of all feeding to each other to reach that 20-year goal dream, right? Sometimes we get a little short-sighted and we just look at that 1-year goal. But if you can see how it's all feeding into the final destination, even though there's never really ever a final destination, but at least it's feeding into this vision of what you want your life to look like, then it also gives you more motivation to hit those 1-year goals and hit that 5-year goal. So I'm challenging you to look long-term and not just short-term whenever you're outlining your goals. Now, don't forget, if you're finding this information to be useful, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like and subscribe button and share this video with family and friends, anyone who may also be struggling with goal setting. That way I can get this video out to more people and help more people accomplish their dreams. As I said, a big part of my goals is around contribution, and that's by creating more and more and more content so that it can help more and more and more people out in this world. You're fine. Kiki, you're fine. You're fine. Okay. Get down. I know we just spent some time looking at those longer term goals, but sometimes that can get a little overwhelming. So you do want to list out those long-term goals, but when you're looking at your day-to-day, you want to be focused on what's right in front of you. Don't get too overwhelmed or bogged down by the long-term goals, because sometimes they just feel so far away that it prevents you from doing anything. And the best way to actually get things done is to take that 1-year goal, separate it out into chunks. The big problem about listing out your 1-year goal is that you just kind of forget about it and you don't take action. A year is a really long time. And when you only list out your 1-year long goals and you don't separate it out into manageable chunks, you get to July, August, September, November, December, and realize you haven't actually hit any of those goals. And then it feels like you're too far out anyway, so what's the point, right? But if instead you separate out your year-long goals into manageable chunks per quarter, so every 90 days, it's going to be a lot easier to make sure you hit those goals within 90 days versus trying to set goals for the entire year and only looking 365 days ahead. So I'll take each bucket and pick out 1 or 2 things within my 1-year long goal that I want to accomplish within the first 90 days, and then within Q2, and then Q3 and Q4. And all of them lead into the next one to help me reach the overarching year-long goal. And then we go to step number 4. With step number 4, you're going to want to make sure that you identify within those quarterly goals your most important next step, or as Brandon Turner would say, your MINS. Each goal is going to have the most important next step, which is the next step you need to take in order to actually reach your goal. Let's say, for example, for me climbing a specific grade level, my most important next step that I had to take was to join a climbing team. So that's exactly what I did. Or it could be, for me, this previous year, it was purchasing my first duplex. So my most important next step was to reach out to builders in the area to see if they had any duplexes coming up. Or it could be something like a daily or weekly activity. For example, for me to grow my YouTube channel, what that looks like is putting a video out once a week and tracking my metrics to see how my channel grows with the consistent content that I'm putting out. And the fifth and final, and one of the most important steps, is make your goals visible. I'm kind of psychotic and I literally write down my goals almost every single day in my journal. You don't necessarily have to do this, but for me, I do choose to do that because it helps me keep my goals top of mind every single day so that I know that at the end of the day, that is what I'm working towards. Some people will have their goals as a screensaver on their phone so that whenever they open their phones, they can see their goals. Some people will write it on their mirror so that anytime that they wake up and they go and brush their teeth or they're in the bathroom, they see their goals. It doesn't really matter which way you choose. You just have to make sure that it's visible so that you're looking at it and you see it every single day. Okay, so I really hope that those 5 steps towards goal setting would be super helpful for you. If you do take any of these steps, make sure to tag me on Instagram so that I can see what you're getting up to. Now it is time for the announcement. Thanks for sticking around for so long. But I am starting a private Facebook group called the Millennial Rebellion. I really want to foster a community of like-minded millennials who've spent years stifling their creativity, break free, and take control over their lives. I am so excited for this group because it will serve as a way to help folks get educated about investing in real estate, investing in stocks, goal setting, building businesses, entrepreneurship, and just figuring out what the heck they want to do with their lives. The goal is to also have workshops to foster collaboration and help everyone reach their goals. So if you'd like to join, make sure to click the Facebook link that will be in the captions. I'd love to see you there. Thanks for sticking around and let's get it.